was correct. Speaking of physics, there was a cheesy movie made a few years ago. Was it Sandra Bullock in a spacecraft thingy? And
Flying around.
yeah, and the physics of it was quite good in that it turns out to be a very difficult problem to work with cables and ropes in space without the force of gravity, because they want to whiplash, and they don't want to snap. It's very difficult. Of course, the whole idea of someone cavalierly going into an empty spacecraft from another nation and then to be able to figure out how to fly the damn thing and land safely is that was silly, but other than that, the physics is pretty good. Okay, now one other thing we're going to say.
You have my respect, Hunter.
We've talked about normal force, and the normal force is perpendicular to a surface. And so if I have a surface like this, say, and I have an object on that surface, there is an Fn, which is the force perpendicular to the surface, and there's also a force, perhaps, along the surface, and that's a force called F, which is the friction. We're going to spend a little time talking about friction because it's very important. And look, at the basic level, I could not walk across this floor if there was no friction. It is
Wonderful.
We tend to think of friction as being a source of inefficiency and a negative thing with bicycles and cars and the likes. But the truth of the matter is, a car could not work if you did not have friction between the tires and the road. You could not walk if you did not have friction between your shoes or your feet and the ground you were walking on. So friction is extremely important, and it sort of complements the perpendicular force.
Some people think I don't like hunters. I don't.
Let's get an important definition working here. And I'm going to redraw this diagram with a slightly different emphasis. So I have a slope, I have something sitting on this object. This something has a weight. W equals mg. That weight is a force. And I want to break that force into a component parallel to the slope and a component perpendicular to the slope, right? Now what I'm doing here is I'm looking at the physics of this situation, and because I might be interested in how this object moves up or down the slope, I naturally want to pick a system of units where maybe